Hello and welcome to Microsoft Word Advanced course. This is part 7, working with forms. In this video, we will discuss what are fillable forms and how we can place various controls on the form to take in the responses from the user. Now, what are fillable forms? Fillable forms are simple forms where different controls are placed. You can use that form to take a printout. You can mail the responses to someone, or you can also connect to a database to store in the responses. We have a restaurant review form in place. We will be using this form to place various controls to take in the responses. This is a simple form where some questions are placed. You can pass it on to the users. You can take their responses. They can fill in the form and give you a hard copy or a soft copy of the form. But what we want over here, we want to place in various controls like text boxes, check boxes, radio buttons, or a date picker, where the user can use those controls to provide the information. Now, when we talk about fillable forms, what is the basic requirement? That the user should not be able to edit the form. The editing feature should be restricted, so that the user cannot change in the questions. Only he or she can fill in the answers. To place various controls on the fillable form, click on the developer tab. If you do not have the developer tab enabled, you can always go to file menu. You can click on file tab and you can customize the ribbon and place the developer tab on your application window. Under your developer tab and controls category or control group, you can see various form control available. You can click and place them at the desired location. You can work in the design mode. Like the first question which we have is the quality of service which I have received. Click wherever you want to place the control. Like I want to place a text box to take in the response. You have two options, either a plain text box, this one, or you can have the rich text box. Click and you can see the control has been placed. This is the design mode in which we are working. To change the properties, to format it, or to connect to a database, we can always click on properties. You can also right click and open the same properties, control properties dialog box. You can change in the colors. Various check boxes are available. You can click and choose which feature you want to enable. Once you are done, click on OK. For the second question, the quality of service which you have received from the from your server, I want to place in check boxes. We have different check boxes in place. Click and it will be placed at the desired position. Like we have check boxes. Again, for quality of service, you want check boxes, you can place check boxes. If you want radio buttons, that can also be done, that the user can check only one response, or the user can give in only one response, like was the restaurant clean, yes or no. For that, place the cursor under your controls group. We have certain ActiveX Controls and legacy forms options. Click and you will see the control being placed, like a option button for this. Right click and open the properties, or click properties from under your design mode. Always check when your properties window open, always check which control you are working on. You can select the various controls, and with that control the associated properties will open. You can change in, like for example, I can change in the name, I can change in the captions. Say yes, I want this caption next to the radio button itself. I can always change the color, whichever color, various formatting options are available. You can scroll and then select. Now since we have placed the value there, we do no longer require the yes. For this also I want a radio button, and the properties, click on properties and change the caption. Say this time we want to say no, and the back color as white, so it is visible properly, and we no longer require this no. Similarly, you can change for yes no also, either a checkbox or a radio button. Let's place checkboxes. How did you learn about us? Now there can be various options like social media, newspaper, pamphlet, television. We want to provide a list for that. There are two types available. Either you can have a drop down list control where the user can select only from the list, or you can have a combo box option where the user can select from the list as well as type in their own responses. I have placed a combo box. Let us go to the properties and add in the values for this list. Click on add, and whatever option you want in that combo box or list box, just type in those details over here. Say newspaper, I said television, say social media. Just provide the information, and once you are done, click on OK. Would you recommend this to a friend? Let's place a list box, and this time we'll have only two values. Say yes and a no, or let's place one more option like maybe. We have three values. Share any additional comments or information. We want a text box. Any picture you want to insert, click on the picture control. Once you are out of the design mode and you are working with the actual filling of the form, a dialog box will open for you where you can choose the picture for yourself. For name, we want a plain text box. For phone number also we require a text box, and for date of birth we want a date picker. Click on the date picker. It will open the calendar, and from there you can choose the date. Once you are done with the controls, you can always format your form, like additional pages being inserted over here. I can adjust the settings, and accordingly my form will appear. It will come on one page or two page as per your choice. You can always do those changes, those formatting changes. I'm done with the controls. Come out of the design mode by clicking on this. You will be able to see the various options which are available. Now when we are sharing this form with somebody, we do not want them to make changes to the form. We just want their responses. For that we have to restrict the editing. So in your developer tab and under your protect group, you have restrict editing. Click on restrict editing and click on these check boxes where we do not want to make the others to make any changes to the formatting, and we want to restrict the editing. In this drop down, select restrict. What the person could do, they can only fill in this form. Any other changes they'll not be able to do. So I am restricting them or I am just giving them the right to fill in the form. Once you have selected these options, click on yes, start enforcing the protection. You can always provide a password, and or you can skip, it's up to you. Now we have provided a protection to the form. My form is in place. When you are sharing it with the other people from whom you want the responses, they can simply tap in and fill in the form. Like the quality of service, I say good. Yes, they were courteous. How was the food? It was excellent. Yes, the restaurant was clean. Yes, I'll return. How did you come to know about us? Maybe social media. Would you recommend it to somebody? Yes. Any information you want to provide? Say good service. You want to add in a picture? Click, and since your picture is already stored on your system, you can select, say this is the picture which I want to insert. Then you can always add your name, any phone number I want to provide in, email address, and a date of birth they want me to provide. You can always scroll, you can select here, and then you can choose a date for yourself. So this form, they can save it, they can mail as a mail document, as a Word document. They can take a printout, that can be given as a hard copy, or you can also mail the form directly from MS Word. How that can be done, or how we can connect to a database and save in the responses, that we will discuss in some other videos. It cannot be covered in the same video. In this video, we have discussed how to create a fillable form to take in the responses from the users. Hope you found the information useful. Stay tuned for upcoming videos, and thank you for watching.